Good evening, welcome to Interesting Talks with Footprints Counselling Service. I hope that you're well. Today's talk is on our feelings, our emotions, and why I feel it's best to work with them and not to block them out. Do leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube. I and others, I do find them useful. Now, from the very first time we were children, we look back, many of us were told such things as, don't cry, there's nothing to be sad about. As a culture, we're often taught that we should try to avoid unpleasant emotions at all costs. Thus, for many, the primary impulse when we're experiencing unpleasant emotions is to try to escape from those feelings through such things as alcohol, drugs, busyness, trying to keep yourself busy, compulsive sex, or a variety of other self-harming behaviours. I believe that it's far healthier to lean in to your experiences of pain rather than trying to numb your emotions. And I'll give you 3 reasons why I think this is important to allow yourself to process and experience your true feelings. Number 1, when you numb sadness, you also got a good chance of numbing happiness and joy. The reality is that you cannot selectively numb emotions. Using negative behaviours to avoid your feelings may help you experience less sadness and anger, but they also stop you feeling happiness and joy on the other side of the coin. Part of the amazing thing about being a human is that we are able to have a range of emotions, and we do. It's just we need to work with them. So experiencing sadness and hurt is a part of what makes it so incredible to feel joy and happiness when the sun shines. Think of your feelings as waves in the ocean. They come, they go, they rise, they fall. No feeling lasts forever. Anger and sadness are necessary, helpful parts of the human experience. Additionally, all of our emotions contain gifts and help us to grow to be better people. 2, struggling with your emotions often leads to more suffering. Trying to fight our feelings often leads to more suffering. Using negative behaviours to try to numb feelings is akin to putting a band-aid on a gaping wound. Not very useful, is it? They might make you feel better temporarily, but these behaviours do not fix the underlying problem. Further, using negative coping strategies to numb emotions causes people to feel even worse in the long term, which is at all costs needs to be avoided. Rather than trying to suppress your feelings, work to be mindful of what's going on. Notice your emotions that you're experiencing. Where do you feel them in your body? Then try to cultivate a curious and non-judgmental stance on your emotions. Messages often signal something important needs to be paid attention to. Let's say that you see a friend pursuing their lifelong dream of writing a book, and you're filled with jealousy. If you take a moment to get curious about what this emotion might be telling you, you may discover that you too are passionate about the pursuit of writing. Or perhaps you're filled with anger and resentment towards your partner. Often feelings of resentment are the result of someone not respecting your boundaries, or an indication that you are not effectively communicating your needs, what you want out of this relationship. 3, processing, experiencing your feelings is a part of having a full life. Anyone in the throes of eating disorder, addiction, workaholism, sexism can tell you that constantly trying to run from your emotions is absolutely exhausting. When you are focused on numbing your feelings rather than processing them and using healthy coping strategies, you prevent yourself from living a meaningful, full life. Hurt, frustration, pain, sadness, and anger are all natural, healthy parts of the human experience. When we try to suppress these emotions, we are unable to thrive. Part of having a full life is feeling all of your emotions, both pleasant and unpleasant. It is a beaming joy to have a heart full of gratitude during some of those moments. It's also experiencing heartbreak and disappointment, and truly letting yourself sit with these feelings helps you to get over them eventually, rather than just trying to bury it. An integral component of being able to cope with emotions is the practice of self-compassion, which is simply treating and responding to your needs to take care of yourself as you would do a loved one. You deserve to extend this to yourself, the same kindness to yourself that you would to others that you love. Beating yourself up for feeling sad, anxious or scared often serves to make you feel even worse. Instead, work to say kind and gentle things to yourself. Engage in compassionate acts of self-care, self-love. Experiencing your emotions and being vulnerable with people that you trust is a sign of true strength, not weakness. Ultimately, the way to heal and move through painful experiences is to let yourself feel it. You can do this by writing in a journal, through artwork, talking to a friend, or seeking help from a therapist. There are so many healthy ways to process your emotions. Of course, there are times, i.e. if you're at work or at school or in a public place, when it is not always feasible to process your feelings in that moment, which is when you can employ healthy distracting or coping strategies. Later, it's still important to process your feelings when you're in a better place to do so. Ultimately, you deserve to let yourself experience all of your emotions and to treat yourself with kindness and care. Thank you for watching and listening to this talk. Do share with friends and family. Until next week, take care of yourself, try to stay positive, and try to pay more attention to your emotions. Bye for now.